Hi everybody, it's Heather. I thought I'd try something a bit different today and film a few different camera angles, and I haven't posted on here for some considerable time, so it's really nice to do a little bit of a tutorial, do some journaling for first time in ages. I have been posting on a couple of other channels. That's one of the reasons why I just haven't had time to be able to do anything on here. Right, so today what I wanted to do, because it's the first time since I've been on for a while. Yesterday was my wedding anniversary. My husband and I have been married for 17 years, so I thought it would be fun to do a little project involving love and hearts, and especially as we've got Valentine's Day coming up. So what I did was make this little heart book here using some card hearts, and I do sell these in the Etsy shop, so I'll put a link below. So these are the hearts that I'm using. They're really rigid. They're made out of craft board, so it's a recycled material, and they're really strong, so they're really nice to make covers out of things. So I'm using those, and also some mini manila envelopes. So these are sort of seed packet envelopes. That's how I sell them, as seed packets or journaling envelopes, and these are really useful because they're so tiny, and I really like working in tiny scale, so making small journals, so they're really great. So I'm using those as well. Just a little bit of scrap card and some scrapbook paper or card, and this is with some hearts on as well, but you can use anything, whatever is to your taste. So how this one works is it's using the two hearts as covers, and I've punched a hole in the covers to add some ribbon so that it ties closed. And then what I've done is add the envelopes on the inside to make sort of two little books. So if I can show on here, so it's got two little books as it folds out, and all of these envelopes here, they're all folded over. So excuse the notifications coming through. I think that might be my daughter wanting lunch, so I think I'm going to have to stop in a moment. So what I've done is fold over the envelopes, and that makes them sort of double-sided, so you can add journaling and pictures and decorations on the inside like pages, but also, you know me, I do like my pockets. There are lots of little pockets there, and you can add tags. So I've got a few little tags here. You need to cut them to size, but they make lovely little slots for tags, and you could cut those to size and just slot a few things in, or alternatively some little love notes that can go in there instead. So that's a cute little folding heart book. It's absolutely blowing a gale outside, and it seems to be chucking it down as well. So that's what we're going to make today. So here we go. So what we need: some envelopes. You need 16 if you're going to do exactly the same as myself. So 16 of these tiny little envelopes, little brown manila envelopes. 2 of these board hearts, but I sell them in packs of 5, so you get plenty, and you can use one as a template, or a stencil rather. Is it stencil? No, it's a template. And you're going to need some scrap card, which you'll make into a little concertina, because that's going to become your hinge for the book, and also some pretty card to decorate the outside of the book. And you'll also need some ribbon or twine or something to tie the book closed. So to start off, using one of the hearts as a template, you're just going to draw around the outside on the back of your pretty decorative card. So we're going to draw around it twice, because that will be the front and the back cover decorated then. You don't have to do this, obviously. You can leave it brown really, and just add some music paper or something like that, and then cut those out. So I'm going to speed through this bit because you don't really need to see me cutting things out, do you? So then we'll have two perfect hearts because I went and cheated and used my die cutting machine and cut two hearts out. So they will perfectly match and stick on the front and the back cover. Now for the hinge, all you're going to do is take a little piece of scrap card and score some lines in it so that it becomes a concertina. Now we're not going to, you can make it so that it's really wide, but I am going to cut it so that you can see here it's just got one peak. So we're going to have enough so that it sticks both sides but has one peak sticking up for the hinge, and that just gives you enough room to fit 8 of the folded envelopes each side. I hope I'm making sense. It's so long since I've done one of these tutorials or anything at all to do with creativity on camera that I might be talking complete garbage. So what we're going to do now is let's get the glue. Okay, so now what we're going to do is add the hinge. So if you turn the hearts so that they are cover side out, pretty side out, we're just going to glue the hinge on the inside like that, so that you can open and close it like a book. I'm just going to pop a little bit of glue on that side. A bit of glue on this side and just line it up fairly close to the edge. Just check on the other side that you can't see the other part. There we go, that's good. And just leave that to dry for a moment. Right, so while we're leaving that to dry, what we're going to do is make the pages for the little mini books. And what I've been doing is using these very cute little manila envelopes. And what you want to do is just add a little tiny bit of glue to the edges, because you can see that they're pre-glued, but they're not glued all the way up to the edge. So the best thing to do is just add a tiny bit of glue and then fold over the envelope flap and seal it down. And that'll just make it a little bit more robust, because what we're going to do is be snipping the edge off, and we don't want any bits that are loose. So do that with 16 of the little envelopes. You could probably do less or more if you wanted, but I just found that was a good number to make the book this size. So 16 of the envelopes now have been sealed, and what we're going to do is fold each of them just in half like that, but what you want to do is fold it so that the flap, the visible flap, is on the outside. So because the inside is going to be like a page. Now bear in mind, this is, you know, just a little journal. You're going to decorate it up, it doesn't have to be perfect, but just fold it so that that's on the outside, because that's going to end up, as I fold this one as well, that's actually going to end up sandwiched next to another envelope, so you're not going to then see the flap, because it's going to end up sandwiched like that. So, or you'll see the internal ones are going to be completely clear. if that makes sense. So fold all of your envelopes in half, and then what we're going to do is just snip the ends, the edges, the very, very edges off, so that it becomes a pocket. So you can slip either notes or little tiny tags in there. Okay, so what we've done is fold all of the envelopes in half. We're going to use 8 on one side and 8 on the other side. So just line them all up. Hope that's 16. I didn't count again, but here we go. Right, so what we're going to do is just snip off the very edge. Now actually what I did was use a guillotine for that to make a really nice straight edge, but you can use scissors, but I think what I'm going to do is just take these over to the guillotine and just cut them with a guillotine. Right then, so these are all now open and obviously folded in half, and what we're going to do now is stick them into the book. So I'll just move my previously made one to one side. Right. So what we're going to do now is just stick them in place on here. So the first one, I just stick the whole thing down. Right, so we're just going to stick a little bit glue on there as well. I'm going to fold that in half. This is going to be so disjointed. Is anyone going to follow along with this? Please, if you do want to follow along and you decide to, please put in the comments below and let me know that you have, because obviously it's really nice to know that these videos are actually being put to good use and that somebody's getting something out of it, even if it's only entertainment purposes, and it's just nice to know you're watching. But if you do decide to give it a go, it'd be lovely to hear that you have done. And if you do go to the shop and get these items, then you know, let me know that you saw the video and that you're going to have a go, because I would love that. Really, it would be so super to hear from you. Right, so there, that's what I wanted to do. Just add a little bit of ribbon. And now we're going to add the rest of the, and all I'm doing with this, going to add the rest of the envelopes, is just adding a little bit of glue to the inside, because I sort of almost wanted to concertina a little bit. So we're going to pop each one on top, and that will hopefully just be enough to hold it in place so that it can sort of, you see, it's sort of almost, it's not honeycomb, I don't know what the word for it is, but it sort of concertinas out and it's quite a nice effect. I have another video that I did for a local organisation, art organisation, where I did sort of folding ephemera sort of holder in a similar style. Now I've actually got plans to do another video making a tiny little tag book in a similar style, so I'll show you that soon as well. So I'm just going to continue by adding each envelope on top of the next one, and you'll be able to see my next move after that will be to add the ribbon on the underside, and then I'll add a piece of the pretty card on top just to make it look more book-like. go, restarted the video. This is either going to be very, very long, or I'm going to have to edit it right down, which I think will probably be the preferred option. Okay, so that's 8 on that side, and now I'm going to shove 8 on this side. So the first one that goes down, I just do the whole of the envelope side, just plenty of glue on there just to hold it in place. And we're going to add some ribbon as well, so I'll just pop a little bit there as well. Keep that one out the way, just fold it in half. And then this one, just pop that on top. Right, there we go. So that's all of those nicely stacked, and what I'm going to do now is just go grab my pretty card, and what I'm going to do is just cut a little sort of book cover on for each side. So it's just a rectangle of card that will just be enough to cover each side, just like I have done with this one. So I'm going to go and cut that over there on the guillotine. So here we go, 2 pieces of card, and what we're going to do now is just pop those on the top so it just becomes a little cover. Before I do that, I'm just going to stick my last piece of ribbon down. Just stick a little bit on there. And then I'm going to add glue all the way round. And pop that on top. I made the cover just a tiny bit too big, I think, on that side. Let's see how that looked. You can just see that, so I'm actually going to just take a tiny bit of that off, I think. Now I'm going to make a right hash, cutting that. That's not too bad. Yeah, that's perfect. And I think I'll do the same with that one actually, looking at this. Well, it's not too bad that side, maybe just take the tiniest bit off there. Okay, so that's stuck down, and we're going to pop the ribbon down on this side. As you can see, it flops around nicely, so it's a little bit fiddly, but we're crafters, we can do it, can't we? We've got this. This glue gets everywhere, and we're just going to stick a bit more glue there. What I should have done really is punched my holes on the cover before I did all this, because that would have been a little bit easier, but I didn't, so I'm going to punch those in a minute and add some ribbon to tie the book closed. So that now should tie nice and easily to keep that closed. And let's tie this one, and then that will keep those from flapping around when I am doing the cover. There we go, super. So then that closes like that, and what we're going to do then is just add a couple of holes in the cover itself so that we can tie that. And I'm thinking I might add I think possibly where I did it before, so I'm just going to get my Crop-a-Dile Big Bite, and obviously if I had done this with any thought to what I was doing, I would have actually put the two pieces together and I would have just punched them together, but I didn't. So what I'm going to do instead is just punch a hole in the top cover, just there, looks a reasonable place to do it. And I'm going to grab a pencil and shove it in the hole, so I can then add a hole on the other side. There we go. And I'm then going to add some pretty ribbon. What colour? Let's go with, we're going to have mismatched ribbon now, aren't we? So we've got this quite bright one, or we don't want to use the thin one, or where's my other pink? It's sort of a mulberry. That one goes much nicer with the cover, so I'm going to use this one, even though I use the bright pink on the inside. I'm going to use this one because I prefer it. So we're going to cut just a little bit. Now if I'm doing this properly, what I would do is just use some heat to just seal the edges, because this isn't the best quality ribbon. As you can see, it doesn't cut brilliantly either. But for now, all I'm going to do is just attach the ribbon, and then when I've got 5 minutes later, I'll neaten that off with a pair of fabric scissors and some heat, just to seal the edge of the ribbon. But for now, it's going to look a little bit shoddy, and we're just going to add the ribbon as it is. So we're nearly done, you'll be relieved to hear. If anybody has made it this far, congratulations. I'm absolutely in awe of your patience. Thank you. And also thank you just generally for watching and commenting and supporting me and my channel, and just generally being wonderful. I really appreciate it. If you give me a thumbs up, that would be absolutely awesome. Really appreciate that. But thank you so much, and if you've come back because you've seen other videos, thank you. That's really good of you. And if you're new here, then hopefully you'll come back again and hear me blather on about complete rubbish while I do more crafting. And I would love it if you did. I appreciate everybody who comes to see me and who comments or just watches, even if it's just a small amount. thank you ever so much. This channel, even though I haven't posted recently, has been a fantastic outlet for me, from a relaxing point of view, from a creativity point of view, from a recycling point of view, and I've loved doing this. So, you know, from the bottom of my heart, thank you, because I really appreciate people coming to see me. Right then, so this is the finished version. Let's move all my bits and bobs out of the way. I haven't obviously included any notes, but that would be easy to include any notes and tags that you wanted to in the little books. Just a little piece of paper folded is perfect, or a little piece of card, and this is what it looks like. So there we go, and this is what they look like. So ties beautifully at the side. I do love the colour of this ribbon, isn't it gorgeous? And opens out to have 2 mini books inside, and each of the mini books will hold lots and lots and lots of little notes or tags or ephemera, tiny stickers and ephemera. You can pop little pictures or notes or anything on the inside on the pages, or some journaling, and then it makes an absolutely super gift. You could decorate up the cover because it's a nice chunky little book anyway, so you could pop little dimensional flowers or hearts or whatever on there, and it just looks really super. It's quite durable as well, and looks like a very sweet, lovable gift to give to somebody. So thank you so much for joining me. I hope you've enjoyed it, and like I said, I really appreciate your support, so thank you so much. I hope you do have a fantastic Valentine's Day, or whenever you're seeing this. If you do have a go at making it, let me know, because I would really appreciate knowing that. Thanks very much for joining me, and hopefully I'll see you in another video soon. Take care, bye! So there you go. So that looks really cute, doesn't it? And there we go. It's terrible having this pole in the way. It's really annoying, isn't it? But that's just the way it is when you're top down filming, unfortunately, and you don't have an overhead rig. So anyway,